Shout out to Witty for doing this work every single year. It is a lot of work. It's an incredible amount of work. And we all can benefit from it. He's a funny little dude. I love these videos. It's always a little... It's always funny, but it's always a little sad. So buckle up, buckaroos. Warcraft 3 Reforged. 5 years later.
I must press on. My power alone should be in... That laughter. Is that you, Sargeras? You seek to mock me? We'll see who laughs last, demon, when I claim your burning eye for my own.
Welcome to the Warcraft 3 Reforged 5 year later video, a running series of yearly episodes where I discuss what has happened with Warcraft 3 Reforged. Yes, it's been that long. My name is Witty Warcraft and I can't believe I'm still doing this, but here we are. You'd think after all this time that Warcraft 3 Reforged is finally a finished product. After all, Blizzard, or should I say Microsoft Blizzard, finally brought back the missing features of the original Warcraft 3, such as custom campaigns, clans, automated tournaments, ranked ladder, profiles, and more. At this point, pretty much everything has been returned. So what could I possibly talk about? Well, aside from all the bugs, errors, and problems that still plague this remaster of a perfectly fine working 22-year-old game, which, believe me, we're going to talk about, and there's plenty of examples of them, there was this one thing that happened at the Blizzard Warcraft 30th Anniversary Direct.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Warcraft 30th Anniversary Direct. I'm Holly Longdale, the executive producer for World of Warcraft, alongside Hearthstone.
I got a feeling, I don't know why, that Witty doesn't like her that much.
Warcraft Rumble and the Warcraft real-time strategy games. We are here to celebrate some big milestones with you and talk about the future. Here's Brad Chan from the Warcraft RTS team.
I actually never thought.
How much does this guy regret that he said what he said? 10 out of 10.
About ever being a developer. When I was younger, I just wanted to play video games. Back in 2007, I was at a regional qualifier playing a game called Warcraft 3. After I qualified for the tournament, someone came up to me, gave me his card, and was like, hey, we're looking for experienced RTS players to join our design team. Naturally, I said I wasn't interested.
Earth and fire, heed my call.
It's a good thing I kept that guy's card, because 16 years later, here I am, working on a game that remains so important to me and so many players around the world. Throughout my career, I've stuck to a few guiding principles. When something is broken, you fix it. When something is wrong, you make it right. And if things aren't good enough, you make them better. So without further...
We will hear these words over and over and over again until the end of our time. When we're 70 years old, in the, what's it called, nursing home for the elderly, we will tell each other these words.
ado, I'm here to announce patch 2.0 for Warcraft 3 Reforged. Available now, this patch overhauls the environments and lighting and revamps the user interface. In addition, we are up-resing all classic Warcraft 3 assets to HD. You can now customize the type of assets you want to play with and even mix and match if you like. We have also included a bunch of quality of life changes, such as in-game hotkey customization, a revamped ladder, and much, much more. We hope you enjoy this update, which will be available to everyone who owns Reforged.
Rumors of a patch 2.0 were proven true, as on the 13th of
You know, in this video, it all sounds kind of good.
November 2024, Warcraft 3 got a new look. The video game art used to represent Warcraft 3 on the Battle.net client, YouTube, and Twitch was updated to attract both nostalgic and new players alike. If they think Arthas looks like Chris Hemsworth, then sure?
I hate this. I hate this picture. I hate it so much. I hate this picture so freaking much.
Close enough. But already this brought controversy as people soon began to notice that something didn't quite look right.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Something ain't right.
The artwork they released to market Warcraft 3 Patch 2.0 wasn't representative of the actual product. In fact, it was concept art. Upon further inspection, one could see the heavy layers of filtering used to polish up the Warcraft 3 imagery. This idealistic version of a graphical update for Warcraft 3 upset fans as it looked really good and we all wanted it. It actually looked like a proper reimagining of the classic Warcraft 3 and not the Reforged that we got. It doesn't help that
Yeah, if one day we get that, we'd all be happy.
Blizzard still used one of these screenshots on their sales page for Warcraft 3, despite it not actually being in the game. False advertising? Warcraft 3?
Of
Where
course.
have I seen this before?
Oh,
Yeah.
Witty is amazing for remembering that stuff. I kind of forgot some details, right? Like he just showed. He's amazing
Where have
at
I
this.
seen this before?
And then he has the screens.
Yeah. That's right. And that's not the only controversy. In patch 2.0, as part of the graphics overhaul to give players a classic HD alternative whilst playing in Reforged, Blizzard up-res the classic Warcraft 3 user interface, including the many icons that you know and love, and butchered them. Artificial intelligence software, AI, was used to upgrade the low-resolution classic icons and make them sharper for the new classic HD look. However, this resulted in some ghastly interpretations of the original designs that Blizzard intended. Since Microsoft Blizzard cut many
This is still such a goated meme,
interpretations
dude.
of the original design.
This is such a goated meme. This is the best thing that came out of 2.0. That's the best thing to come out of 2.0. I freaking love it. Yeah. They updated the assets to like 2.0, but everything is freaking bright. Everything is so bright. Why is this game so bright?
Designs that Blizzard intended. Since Microsoft Blizzard cut many of their 2D artists in favor of
Money!
it's understandable that AI would be used by a small team to speed up the process of this conversion, as I believe there are over 1,000 icons for Warcraft 3. But in this case, AI was used rather lazily, and it shows.
What if I take the original icon and I bring it to a free online AI image upscale? What's the result? And it's this. This costs 0 cents, maybe a minute, and it's a lot cleaner. There's still some issues. Hive Workshop saw this and they said, hey Neo, I saw what you did. I put together new icons. In 2 minutes, is this. This is great. And this is for free. This is what is possible with AI.
Now, I'm a die-hard classic enjoyer, so I will always favor the classic graphics, including the low-res.
So since then, a couple of icons are better. But especially buildings look like shit. Did you play on Battle.net and look at the classic icons for buildings? Looks like shit. I don't know what it is, but it's still bad. The green is gone from our command card, so that's good.
As icons, as they are true to the original because, well, they are the original. I'd only accept HD versions if they too are true to the original in every minute detail. On the bright side, Blizzard saw the community's response and acted quickly, removing the unsightly green hues from the command card and improving the overall quality of the icons. This gave the community a sense for the first time that there is actually someone working on Warcraft 3 other than the janitor. As this
That was a fun month. The release of the patch and the constant feedbacking, that was a fun, interactive month. I was basically, or we were basically, the Blizzard QA forwarding so much stuff. A couple of days later, stuff got fixed. That felt so good. And then came a patch, and then there was silence. Meh, meh, meh.
This is no mere update patch, this is 2.0, a revitalizing revamp for the Warcraft 3 remaster, Reforged.
The name 2.0 is mega scam, by the way. What a freaking scam this name is. This is not 2.0. Like, in no regard is this 2.0.
Reforged. In 2.0, we get in-game art enhancements to make Reforged graphics better by making them look more like Classic. This new added section gives players the ability to customize the Reforged graphics to suit their preferences by switching between Reforged and Classic HD assets. Don't worry though, the original Classic graphics are still untouched. Just flip the switch away from Reforged. As you know by now, patch 2.
So, I'm not sure if he's going to talk about it, but all this nice Reforged options mixing thingy, can forget about it because nobody has any FPS in Reforged mode. So what's it good for?
2.0 tinkers with the reforged visual environments and lighting, so the bloom is removed, the tone map updated, and the ambient lighting has been increased to improve the overall color balance for modern standards. Why does Arthur's look black?
The light is my strength.
Not
Don't
like
worry,
this.
son. We'll find them and bring them home safe.
Warcraft 3 in 2024.
Let's get moving.
I remember my grandmother saying to me, I don't care what they tell you in school.
Arthas
Was black.
Paying respect to the Warcraft history, the collection screen got a slew of goodies with 5 new Warcraft 3 starter portraits, alongside Warcraft 1 and 2 portraits. And whilst the initial launch of Reforged gave us a few skins, including the femme fatales like Lady Deathwhisper Death Knight and Female Illidan.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
2.0 opened the door to so much more. Players' favorite campaign heroes have been made playable as skins in multiplayer. You can now
That's cool. But too few classic skins.
personalize your look in competitive gameplay with the likes of the salty seafaring Admiral Proudmoore or his soaking wet daughter Jaina. Most of, if not all,
Jesus, Witty, really, dude? Are you for real? The soaking wet Jaina?
all of the Reforged models are
Dirty
available to
boy.
switch into. So if the skin has a classic equivalent, then you can play as it. Even if it doesn't, you can still use the skin to change the character's voice accordingly. This is by far my favorite thing about patch 2.0. Being able to change into my favorite heroes at a whim is such a simple yet really impactful change for many of us classic enjoyers. And for those that don't enjoy it, there is an option to disable skins for players who only want to see default units. Further,
I still want this to have a middle option. You can either see all the skins or see none of the skins. How about I want to see my skins? That should be an option. Also, the sound thingy, it kind of decides for itself when it's working and when it's not working. Like some units, it uses the classic sounds, and for some units it doesn't, and some voice lines are classic and some are reforged. It's such a mess.
the touches of nostalgia hit hard when you click the Warcraft.
Don't get me wrong, every voice line and every attack sound that is not reforged is an improvement. But there's still so many.
Free logo to switch the wallpaper to the Frozen Throne. If the Frosty 5 is too cool for you, then you can warm things up a bit and switch back to the Reign of Chaos.
Oh, amazing meme. Amazing meme. Amazing meme this was.
The keen observer amongst you may well have noticed the menu itself has been retrofitted to look like the good old days of Warcraft 3. This retroactive approach has been used to improve the multiplayer experience too. Inspired by the Battle.net 1.0 user interface, this is far more practical and reminds us why the 22-year-old original game was a masterpiece for a reason.
Is it really more practical? I don't think so. I think the UI is more nostalgic. I think the UX is a freaking mess. And it's of course still the bad performing Chromium thingy that haunts this game since Reforged launch.
The hotkey system for Warcraft 3 has seen several iterations over recent months.
Oh, yeah.
No longer do you need to manually change the text in a notepad file or use a separate website to do that for you. You can now make those changes in-game.
Yes.
Literally in-game.
That's
So as
dope.
you are playing, you can change the hotkeys. This is a very useful tool, but it isn't quite there yet. Special
And I swear, you guys, if I still had hair, this would be my hair color. Exactly this. Or they would have all fallen off. That was 6 weeks of daily iteration of these goddamn hotkeys. Soul 8man and I, it was wonderful.
characters on the keyboard are not boundable, so I don't feel like I have complete control over hotkeys yet. In fact, many of the practical Warcraft 3 buttons, such as quick save, menu, and so forth, cannot be changed yet in the hotkeys, but StarCraft 2 has this option, so now I still need to use a third-party tool from decades ago to adapt my hero inventory hotkeys to comfortably enjoy the game. I made a video about how useful a customizable command grid would be for Warcraft 3, especially custom games, where many times you'll find hero abilities share the same hotkeys, so have to be clicked instead of key pressed, which in this day and age is barbaric.
It would have been so much easier, no? Wouldn't it have been so much easier instead of mapping every unit, building, ability, yada 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 yada? Wouldn't it have been so much easier to just bind the freaking grid position?
In the World of Warcraft system for its ease of use at moving around and changing hotkey buttons, and would love to see something like this in Warcraft 3 one day. The only solution we currently have right now is to use the grid option. However, it is rigid and you cannot change the hotkeys whatsoever, so it feels incredibly unnatural to press QWER for move, stop, hold, and attack. If we could change these grid hotkeys, the practical menu buttons, and bind special characters, then hotkeys for Warcraft 3 would be in a great place. Patch 2.0 brings many quality of life features such as an in-game timer display, useful for speedrunning, objective-based goals, and strategizing for those important timing attacks in multiplayer. The allies menu
Yes, the timer is good. The implementation is ugly.
received a race indicator next to the players' names, providing at-a-glance information about allies and opponents. Especially useful since the games load so fast now with modern computers, you can easily miss out on this valuable strategic information.
Yes,
it also
that's good.
saves you the awkwardness of having to ask your opponent what race they are. A goldmine worker counter now displays how many of your employees are digging for gold, though in rare occasions this inaccurately displays when gold mining peons are placed in and out of burrows.
Oh, I never had that. I never had that. We know this from War 3 Champions, where the wisps sometimes bug out the gold mine, but I never had that.
Lazy peons. A deny indicator letting players and observers know who got the last hit is great for indicating the importance of skilled gameplay. League of Legends Legend.
Oh, by the way, gold mine indicator not for observers is odd. I want that for observers, please.
Tyler 1 knows how important it is to get the last hit on mobs for gold.
Why didn't you use it when your hero was dying?
Fight a bitch, mate. Instead of fight like an alpha.
And Warcraft 3 and Dota 2 epic player Grubby knows just how important it is to deny your opponent this precious resource so you can stay ahead. In the terms of Warcraft 3, a deny kill denies any experience your opponent would get, thus making it harder for them to level and become an even bigger threat. Tooltips have been updated to reflect more accurately how hero abilities impact the gameplay, and hotkeys are displayed on abilities too for quick readability and ease of use. The heads
This doesn't go far enough, by the way. Is it just me? There's a couple of words that are different now. And it says stuff like pierces spell immunity. But it's way too much text. Custom games have better tooltips. MOBAs have better tooltips. If it was up to me, I would revamp every single hotkey with colors and structure and everything.
gameplay, and hotkeys are displayed on abilities too for quick readability and ease of use. The heads-up display is now scalable. You can adjust its size to suit your preference, and you can remove the side borders to provide a cleaner and more streamlined interface. A bonus here would allow us to scale it to 0%, which instead of looking like this, would make it disappear instead for that fully
And, oh, will you say it?
immersive feel, and to not break the custom map 8-bit
Nope. If you click here on the right-hand side of the UI, it doesn't register your clicks. Nice.
Would make it disappear instead for that fully immersive feel, and to not break the custom map 8-bit raid where the interface blocks when it didn't before the patch. There is now a button to watch and download the match you just finished playing so you can quickly analyze your performance in the replay. A search filter has been added to replays to more easily locate that specific game where you got tower rushed, as well as a search filter for custom games to narrow down the list and get in the game fast before it fills. And best of all, one of my favorite features this patch, a search filter has been added when creating a custom game so you can have hundreds of maps in the same folder, and instead of scrolling down to find the right one, you just type in a few key letters and there it is.
That is indeed nice, as long as you know what folder it is, because you can only search in a folder and not across your main maps folder.
They have a canned bread.
For multiplayer, the reintroduction of experience and leveling has tickled the nostalgia bone for those that once leveled their original Warcraft 3 accounts, striving for that elusive 1500 win icon whilst competing on ladder, though it doesn't quite hold as much meaning anymore with the matchmaking throwing anyone against one another, and the ranked ladder still being mostly busted. At least arranged team players can no longer match against random team players in 4v4 and 3v3. And we got a new game server added in Chicago, USA and Sydney, Australia to help reduce the latency for players in those regions. Although the quality of multiplayer games is severely hampered by griefers and performance issues such as frame rate spikes, which I will get into greater detail later on in an angry rant complaints section of this video, the Warcraft 30th Anniversary Direct didn't just revamp Warcraft 3, it remastered Warcraft 1 and 2. So with this update...
Okay, for the multiplayer, are we satisfied with the state of BattleNet? As like an open question? Because like, from functionality, not much has changed, right? No, never. I'm not. Yeah. I think I don't play on BattleNet, but I read a lot about it from the people from the community. I think the matchmaking is still bad. It just aims to provide you a game as fast as possible. It doesn't really matter how good the matchmaking is. It throws you onto some weird servers with bad ping, and I think with custom games, with 2 and 2, 3 and 3, 4 and 4, it is horrendous. I think sometimes, from what I've seen, you get 8 players in a 4 and 4. The one team gets the players rank 1 to 4 from MMR, and the second team gets the bottom 4 from the MMR. I don't get it. I don't understand why people play on BNet. If everybody that would complain about BNet would play on War 3 Champions, people wouldn't have to complain about War 3 Champions. I understand their ranking system, that it rewards a lot of activity over a record. That's just, I think, a thing you decide on what's more important. It's like, is grinding XP more important than a win rate? And that is totally fine. I like that, actually. But yeah, everything else is a problem.
Blizzard added the Warcraft 1 and 2 soundtracks as optional music for Warcraft 3. Apparently, one of the bugs fixed with this patch was a bug that...
Oh, and also we get 1 against 2 games, 3 against 4 games. Why? We still get matches on weird ping. Why?
Caused the Demon Hunter to lose vision permanently if revived through the Ankh of Reincarnation.
I'm blind, not deaf.
Patch 2.0 delivered HD versions of classic assets to Reforged. However, this caused issues with custom community creators of projects like Reforged and Chronicles of the Second War, as patch 2.0 inadvertently removed the old Reforged terrain tiles, replaced as patch.
This, I notice it every single time I cast a replay. These lines in the tiles are everywhere. everywhere in Reforged mode. Everywhere.
2.0 inadvertently removed the old Reforged terrain tiles, replacing them with the classic HD ones, which look like a polished, higher resolution version of the original tiles. Well, this didn't quite fit with the Reforged, as that style is far more gritty and realistic, causing inconsistency with the thematic style of Reforged projects. Blizzard quickly responded and returned the old Reforged terrain from patch 1.36 to help these projects continue. Now, everyone's happy, right? Well, this dilemma raised the old debate of Classic versus Reforged and stoked some drama amongst the community members who would either support Reforged graphics or want it removed.
In Reforged, you can see trees, terrain, are completely inconsistent with effects, doodads, units, buildings. Why is that? When Reforged was originally released, a lot of people criticized that the art style of Reforged is bad. And this is not true. The art style Lemon Sky developed was good. It looks pretty, it looks cohesive, it looks definitely better than this. And why? Well, Reforged art style is not bad by default. Reforged can be good if you use it with good design techniques. And we proved it, and Insane Monster proved it. And yet, there are some people who are just saying,
yeah.
When something is broken, you fix it. When something is wrong, you make it right. And if things aren't good enough, you make them better.
When I first heard this, I'm like, man, I would love it if they just deleted all of the old Warcraft Reforged assets. Because as he said, when something is broken, you fix it. I guess his philosophy and the team's was, well, we're going to make Reforged things better, the graphics and so on. My personal opinion is that's the wrong approach. I think the Reforged, the units, portraits, all the assets, the models that were made, there's a lot of work. It was very expensive for Blizzard, so it's hard to discard all of that, delete all of that, and do it again all from scratch. In my opinion, though, that's the only way you can really fix Reforged. If you try to polish the Reforged models we got before, it's not going to work because you cannot polish a turd.
I think you know where.
Witty, shout out for putting in Bring Me into this video. This started a freaking war, by the way, in the custom game community. And of course, when one of us says something like this, it's not that they say, Remo said this and this, or Neo said this and this. It's Back to Warcraft said that. And then all of a sudden we're all the same. Or Carson, whatever. All of a sudden we are not individual people anymore. It's just all of us. And there was a war on Hive, on Chronicles, on the every Discord, every comment section. Ay, 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 ay.
Where I stand with my brother Remo, the Based. We must destroy Reforged graphics at all costs. I am kidding, of course. Or am I?
Dude, Witty has some goddamn funny moments.
However, I don't see Blizzard scrapping Reforged unless they fully intend to remake the game once again and give us classic players all we wanted in the first place. The same.
So, here, shit looks good. For like cinematics like this, for campaign stuff like this. But of course we just want what we've seen before in this concept art.
We intend to remake the game once again and give us classic players all we wanted in the first place.
Yes.
The same Warcraft 3 art style with a higher resolution and more quality of life features. They had their opportunity to do that, and they blew it. I did think it was ironic and telling how the new classic HD terrain gelled so well with the original Warcraft 3, but clashed so harshly with the Reforged graphics. Almost as if Reforged graphics don't suit Warcraft 3, and that they belong to some game out there, but it isn't Warcraft 3. Patch 2.0 focused its efforts on bridging that gap between Classic and Reforged, with the addition of Classic HD assets and more quality of life features. In many aspects, this is an improvement, but it's brought problems along the way, and I'll talk about those shortly. The cynical part of me wonders if this patch, as great as it is, was just a means to make the game more marketable for the battle chest to sell the Warcraft bundle, which includes Warcraft 1, 2, and 3. The hopeful part of me wonders if the many quality of life improvements that came with this patch are part of a greater rehaul of the shambles that is Warcraft 3 Reforged. To help.
Okay, quickly for the graphics. When I cast replays or cast something on Battle.net, I do notice that it's sharper. I do. It is better. in that regard. But why? Like, I love the shadows. I don't think this was mentioned, but I love the freaking shadows in Reforged mode. It looks great. Why is it so bright? Why is it so bright? Why is every white pixel piercing me in the eye as if I'm getting punished to have Reforged mode on? Every skeleton, every one that had gray hair before, everything is white. Did they pour like 50 liters of bleach onto everyone? Fix that, please. It's so bright.
Remove the stain that might impact on a video game company politically and regain favor with the fans. I have my reservations that we'll get anything that resembles a No Man's Sky redemption arc, but it is reassuring to know that many of these changes are in response to community feedback. So for once, it feels like the Blizzard developers are listening and appear keen to implement more quality of life features so that those that still enjoy Warcraft 3 to this day can continue to do so for years to come. The Blizzard Warcraft 3 Reforged developers didn't just listen, as just a few short days after updating patch 2.0, they leaked their developer folder. They left it behind.
Okay, now that we get into this, I want to say something real quick to sum this up. Yes, there's a lot of stuff in, but is there one thing in this entire patch where we say, yeah, nice, but, or where we don't say, yeah, nice, but? Is anything perfect? Is anything of really good quality? A single thing. Can you think of anything? Because I cannot. The UI looks good, but the UX is shit. The hotkeys are way better than what we had before, but it's still missing so much. The shadows? No, the shadows aren't perfect either. They disappear when you scroll to the left and the right. Main menu reorganization. They just swapped it from left to right. The UX is horrible. Zoom out. Ooh. I think they nailed the font. Yeah, so with everything, I really hope this is like the foundation. And then at some point they polish that. But I don't know. So there is a little bit of hope that we get some news, because there's always circles, patch circles at Blizzard in the past like 3 years or so. And every time Heroes of the Storm got a patch, we were somewhat next. And Heroes of the Storm got a patch yesterday. So hopefully we get some news. Now into the funny bit, the leaks.
Fine. So any player could take a look at just what the developers have been up to. And so the community delved into the sensitive secrets and previously unreleased content. There was the starting map for the retelling of the Warcraft 1 saga retold within Warcraft 3.
We were going to do the Warcraft 1 campaign in Warcraft 3 Reforged. A retelling of the Warcraft 1 story. That got the shaft. I'm 90% sure it was a Bobby Kotick decision.
The StarCraft 2 inspired co-op mission.
Yeah, we played the one mission. It was cool. It was like very prototype, but it was cool. It was promising. Proof that designer Dave was not talking shit.
Level where up to 2 players team together to escort a wagon to the final destination, completing combat and puzzle challenges along the way. There were even
Can you imagine how crazy good co-op missions are or could be in Warcraft 3? Could be so good. It could be so good.
To the final destination, completing combat and puzzle challenges along the way. There were even maps with standard definition plus prototype models during the early design phase for Reforged.
This is infuriating, by the way. This is infuriating. Knowing that they had these models and they put it in the bin and decided to go with the reforged models we have now. I will never forget, what was his name? Dave Sosa? The lead artist designer dude? I'll never, ever, ever, ever forgive him for that.
Standard definition plus prototype models during the early design phase for Reforged, looking a lot more at home in the original Warcraft 3 engine than their Reforged counterparts. Watching these models run around in game was the sad proof that Blizzard once had an intention on staying true to the classics so many years ago now, but bizarrely chose to instead change course down a more
plus on top they know what we want, right? With the concept
path, because the original was too
they know it and they had it and they didn't give it to us.
Cartoony.
Brian, as a designer for Blizzard, you've done work on World of Warcraft, you've done a lot of artistic work. You get this chance to go back to Warcraft 3 to work on the art, to make it more current. What's that been like?
I hope you guys like the style we went with. Our original idea was to go in an actually more cartoony, stylized version for Warcraft Remastered, Reforged. We did a lot of tests with characters. We really wanted to get the orc to feel like an orc. After we worked with a little bit of style, a little cartoony, we noticed that a lot of games out there have that similar style. A lot of games.
That makes me so mad. That makes me so mad. I was there. It was a possibility that there could have been a scandal of a German Warcraft caster throwing a beer on stage, but thankfully that didn't happen.
Are doing that more cartoony look. And so we took a step back. We said, you know what really speaks Warcraft to us? For me personally, the Mist of Pandaria cinematic with the orc and the human really nailed Warcraft to me. I was like, this is what I believe a orc looks like. This is what the humans look like. Stylized, but still had that realistic textures. So we went back to the drawing board. We took these concepts as our base, and then we redid the orc until we got to a point where we really liked them.
The ultimate IKEA map has every Warcraft 3 asset ready to be assembled and played with. I had
very, very nice of Witty putting this together. Very nice. Very nice.
A lot of fun trying out the Undead Changes map, as it didn't just swap some damage or health numbers around to cheaply satisfy a balance patch. No, it actually showed creativity when driving for new potential balance changes. Its aim.
That man should be fired. I think he left Blizzard before Reforged launch, if I remember correctly. We had a unique style, but we abandoned it for garbage. It's true. That is true. This map here. Wait, did we miss anything? Did I want to comment on something before? No, that's just test, I think. This map was cool, but we gotta say, this is not the result of like an entire team coming together and thinking about some big restructures. This was one guy. You might know him as Cam or Architect. Some of these ideas are outlandish. Some are intriguing.
It didn't just swap some damage or health numbers around to
He is mapping till this day, by the way. His map is called... Shit, I forgot. I'll look it up.
Deeply satisfy a balance patch? No, it actually showed creativity when driving for new potential balance changes. Its aim to improve the functionality of the undead playstyle. Acolytes could convert into shades without the restrictive demand of using a sacrificial pit building, though a reward for making this rarely used sacrificial pit now allowed players another option for healing. Necromancers could now...
I think this is a really, really cool idea. Basically, this was basically the ritual dagger before there was a ritual dagger, but not as an item, but as a function of the sacrificial pit, which makes the sacrificial pit more interesting and gives undead some regen.
Now summon skeletons without needing a nearby corpse, but the catch is those summoned skeletons would be weaker than their corpse-risen equivalents. Meat wagons could...
That is also very good.
Could fling corpses to spread blight or create a corpse anywhere on the ground at a distance. Ziggurats could be relocated after a waiting period to another location with...
Imagine the Night Elf, how they would cry. They cried for 2 years about undead tower pushes, right? Imagine all of a sudden you see these portals everywhere. It would be hilarious.
Light anywhere on the map. Crypt Lord
yeah, that's a bit outlandish.
now burrow, gaining additional armor at the cost of being unable to move. Then things get weird with the Breakout-inspired custom game.
There was some other maps, some other things on this map, like, for example, if an undead hires a hero from the tavern and you put him on Blight, he gets the undead regeneration. And I think they toyed with the idea of if an undead hires a tavern hero, it's always an undead hero as well. And unfortunately, it's only the undead stuff that is working, or that was leaked. I would have loved to see what other ideas are there for the other races. I'm pretty sure humans had the tank that could attack ground, as we have then later seen in one of the PTRs that was scratched pretty much immediately. But yeah, there were some good ideas. Like Pitlord Rain of Fire was basically like, not like immolation, but the Rain of Fire was following the Pitlord. When the Pitlord moved, the Rain of Fire was around him. It wasn't channeling, basically. It was like meteorites coming down. It was cool.
Of being unable to move. Then things get weird with the Breakout-inspired custom game. Snowball was an oddball, perhaps intended for testing particles and physics in the Warcraft 3 engine. Adventure is a third-person point-of-view stylized RPG for up to 5 players. An interesting, if not nauseating, experiment. There were even playable...
It's so cool that they had some fun with that stuff. Remember back in the day when we got fun maps from Blizzard? That racing map, that Easter Bunny map, Skibby TD. Back when these nerds had just a little bit of fun, put this shit together, put it in a patch for free, no DLC, no microtransaction, just some nerds in an office having fun. Those were the days, man.
Custom games like Naga Tower Defense, maybe for when the devs wanted to relax from work for a while. Maps like Air Attack, North vs South, and Poseidon didn't work or were left looking strangely unfinished. Then there are the maps used to benchmark test Warcraft 3 performance, creation, automation, and balance.
It is mind-boggling to me. It is mind-boggling to me that they did performance tests for this game.
It certainly was an experience getting to take a look at the leaked developer folder. Needless to say, the developers soon removed this folder once they realized their mistake. But this is the internet, and everything lives forever on the internet. The developers use these tools for testing bugs, and I can relate to that. As someone who plays this game regularly, I encounter bugs almost daily. Bugs, crashes, disconnects, errors, invisible models being kicked offline, poor server performance, and frame rate spikes. This is before patch 2.0, and even to this day, since then, I still encounter these problems. Whilst developers seem more active, implementing improvements with the likes of patch 2.0, Reforged still feels like a broken husk of its former glory that is Warcraft 3. So you may...
What if Witty's internet is just bad? What if does it have to be Blizzard's fault?
Be asking the question, is now a good time to get back into the game and buy Warcraft 3? Since the Warcraft Remastered Battle Chest is available, I'm sure for some of you it's crossed your mind. Well, if you can tolerate the incompetence of the sheer plethora of bugs, jank, and poor performance from the multi-dollar company Microsoft Blizzard, then perhaps. Oh, hey, Woody! I saw you talking about...
Oh, there he is! Dude, if you ask me, Witty should Witty should transition into a clippy VTuber. Because that thing is way more likable than Witty is, sounds way more knowledgeable than Witty does, and in general, I just listen to this thing for hours.
then perhaps. Oh, hey, Woody. I saw you talking about Warcraft 3 Reforged. Well, it's totally fixed now. You should definitely buy it. Oh, hey, Clippy. You really think so? Buy it! Okay, but you might want to see the compilation of errors I've
I love Clippy Witty. Clippy Witty is my favorite Clippy and my favorite Witty at the same time. I love it.
compiled over the past year first before you make up your mind. Jank indeed.
Wait.
I'll turn off.
Other people have this too? I thought, okay, stupid of me to assume that it's just me. But I thought it's just, you know, that might happen. But this is a common thing. When you end the game with quit mission that you get a crash. I thought I'm hallucinating.
Compiled over the past year first before you make up your mind. Jank indeed. I'll turn off the health bar so you can actually see them. Oh my god. What the... A double failed to retrieve data. That's a bonus. Oh. And booted it. Oh! And that as well. Wow. It's chucking everything at me. Oh, you should upload your... Oh! And there's more. What? It just keeps coming. Duff. He's already dead. Plus leg spines. Well, that was a good game.
Wow. That's impressive. That is impressive.
Wait, that's free. Yeah.
So he couldn't report the result twice. He locked him out, and then he crashed the game.
Been logged out of Battle.net.
Love it.
But the game's still going somehow. Oh no, there you go. Sure. Okay. Good stream. That looks like a crash. Beautiful. Thank you for that, Battle.net.
What?
Blizzard quality server. Back-breaking work, that is, right there. Look at his head. Look at his head. Oh, Reforged. Reforged.
Oh my god,
Let
I
me
got
quit.
tears in my
I can't
eyes,
quit
guys.
your Reforged. The timer lapsed on zero is a bit weird. I don't think it works. I think it's broken. If I click on this, it just doesn't do anything. Sound is not working either. Menus aren't working. Reforged is fixed. Guess I'll have to come out.
Oh,
never mind. Long time to load a single player game there on Warcraft 3. Ah. And that's why. Because it's Reforged. I thought something fell off. If you could stop automatically switching to Reforged when I load up Warcraft 3, that would be great.
That didn't happen for me, like, ever.
What?
Oh, this is the troll campaign, right? I have to play it. I don't even know if it's fixed or not, but I have to play this. Looks so cool.
Oh, hang on. It loaded Reforged. I never told it to load Reforged. Look at the scuffed portrait. Reforged is ticked on. Who ticked that on? No one ticked that on. Back to classic. Oh. No. Oh, no. The default custom campaign art covers the original intention that isn't loading properly. Here's what you should see.
Oh. That's cool.
So because of patch 2.0, the portraits might not necessarily look quite right. So this is a raptor model, but here it's based off the actual model it's designed on, which would be a wolf.
Is this not fixed? That is fixed. That's fixed for sure. That's fixed.
They both had this T hotkey. When did that change?
I said many times, the hotkey system has no collision control.
We shall have revenge. Veronica.
Female body, male face.
Better late than never.
When a player griefs, you can't report them correctly. You can only report their battle tag or offensive game name. Reports don't work, by the way. If they did, we wouldn't have the same few people griefing every single game on a daily basis. 4,000.
I was told they work. But nobody's reporting. Who to believe? Who to believe?
900 wins, 29,000 losses, 14% win rate. Oh, Stephen.
I wish only to serve.
Okay. Thank you, Battle.net. Wait, you got a loss as well? 3 people disconnected at the same time.
Dude, this happens everywhere. In every campaign, just models disappear. How? How?
Is there danger?
Lol.
A sound plan.
You've taken up Frostmourne at the expense of your comrades.
Oh no, that's so
Mal'Ganis is
sad.
invisible.
Just as the Dark
Oh, that's so
Lord sent you
sad. Imagine you
Your
play this for
story.
the first time. This amazing, amazing legendary campaign. And then it bugs due to some shit.
And I thought,
You waste your breath, Mal'Ganis. I heed only the voice of Frostmourne now.
you hear the voice of the Dark Lord.
Yeah, you do.
He whispers to you through the blade you wield.
Arthas is hearing voices, alright.
Say, young human, what does the Dark Lord of the Dead tell you now?
He tells me that the time for my vengeance has come.
What? He can't possibly mean to...
It is finished.
Epic
He's gone
gamer
crazy.
moment ruined. People should be sent to Guantanamo for ruining people's Warcraft campaigns. That's a joke, of course.
This makes so much more sense now. Hooray. I wonder if this is a Reforged bug, the latest patch bug. Is it me? It felt like some of the animations are like 2 times speed. Anubarak is like panting like a dog. Messaging system doesn't seem accurate. If I type, I cannot invite to clan, and then he types, doesn't work or full, it doesn't separate it. It looks like it's the same message.
I regret saying that last thing.
Oh, that was a good game. There it is.
I get so mad seeing this
we got a 3
compilation.
versus 4.
Yeah, see, this is exactly what I talked about. Like 3 versus 4 happens all the time. 1 against 2, 3 against 4, 2 against 3, whatever. Forever.
Ice. What? 4 versus 3 again? This is happening a bit too much now at this point.
Uh-huh. Did we talk about
4
FPS
versus
yet?
3 time.
Jesus.
Oh, nice. Ah, there was an error in handling the request. I can play it offline, but I can't play it online. I can't wait to play the upcoming tournament yesterday.
This shouldn't be this funny. It shouldn't be this funny. The delivery was top.
I can't wait to play the upcoming tournament yesterday. Interesting. That's a new one.
Today, each of the Warcraft development teams will be sharing what's coming up. Some of it next year.
Yeah, I want, like, this is why I said after my last patch video, stability and fixing must be a prio. Because seeing a compilation like this, like, how long was this? 23 to 7 minutes of different unrelated bugs. 7 minutes in a row. Yeah. The foundation is just flawed to the core with Reforged. This has to be fixed. Good luck doing that. It's not easy. But then on top, you also have to keep players playing the game. So yeah, I think it does require a lot of work to fix this.
Some just a few weeks from now, and some will even be available today.
As you can see, Reforged still has many problems. I know what I'll do. I'll ask that Brad guy about it. Hey, Brad.
And if you want people to use Reforged graphics, whether with the classic assets or whatever, fix the goddamn FPS and fix the goddamn mouse lags for AMD users that happen with every single patch for 3 years in a row. And they always get fixed 2 weeks before a patch. And then you patch, and then they're back. It is frustrating. It happens all the time. The wins don't count correctly thing is going on for 3 years. The 2 against 3 thing is going on for 3 years. It didn't get much better. They put a little makeup on it and shipped it and put it in a bundle with Warcraft 1 and 2 so you pay more than before. Yeah, there's an option that you can only buy Reforged, but it's so hidden you can't even find it.
Remember when you said,
when something is broken, you fix it. When something is wrong, you make it right. And if things aren't good enough, you make them better.
Yeah, well, I guess you got a busy time ahead then. But there is this one game-breaking issue that affects me and many other AMD users. The frame rate spikes. For some reason, since recent times in Reforged, the frame rate performs poor.
It's not recent times. It's not recent times, Witty. It's for a long time. Again and again and again and again.
With frequent jutters and frame skips that are not only jarring, but they legitimately affect gameplay by not registering commands during these skips, so you have to do them multiple times. And I get
Build a moonwell, Witty. Build a moonwell.
These skips roughly every 4 seconds, all the time during multiplayer ladder games. This makes the game near unplayable, and only the most dedicated chumps like myself have continued to endure this torture. But for any new players wanting to jump on board, this would make the game completely unenjoyable for them and ruin their experience. The frame rate spikes have been...
There was a 50 FPS moment for a 22-year-old game.
A thorn in my side for over a year now. They've come and gone when Blizzard inadvertently removed them, only to bring them back for the next patch. I even came across a fix for FPS spikes that involved manually changing your computer's affinity cores to remove the cores that cause the frame rate issues. But now, since the latest update, not even this fix works. Nothing does. So Brad, Warcraft 3 Reforged development team, if you truly believe in the principle of fixing that which is broken, making that which is wrong right, and making things that aren't good enough better, then fix the f***ing frame rate spikes.
Preach, brother. Preach. Can't say it better than that. And yeah, Obviously, it's not nice to yell at people, but obviously it's also not nice to have the game in such a state. And we know that it was fixed, and then it's reintroduced. That is so frustrating. That is so frustrating. And I don't think that people can't understand when then content creators are yelling.
Thus concludes another year.
We are very nice to Blizzard and the team, I think, overall. Do a lot of Q&A and feedback and whatever for free. And even in the feedback and videos, we are pretty nice. In other scenes, or even me 4 years ago, we were different. Now we're old and tired and war has whittled us down. But every now and then we get these moments of rage still. But yeah, this FPS thing, that is game killing.
In the Reforged saga, an eventful year to be sure, with lots still to be done. I want to thank you all so much for watching the video. I have no sponsor, so if you made it this far and have enjoyed it, then please consider giving the video a like, subscribing to the channel for daily Warcraft 3 custom games and more, and share the video with others who may also enjoy it. You can watch me live stream at twitch.tv/witty, and support by donating here, Twitch, or at patreon.com/wittywarcraft. Thanks again for being here for yet another year of jank. Take care. I wish you all the best.
Unreal. Witty, 5
Warcraft
years in a
3
row.
Reforged and the RTS side of the business, which all falls under my umbrella.
Give this man a like. This man deserves all the likes in the world, and it helps these videos so
I honestly hate this
much. There's the autoplay that plays my Pokemon videos.
I must press on.
It's an incredible amount of work to put this together. Witty is awesome for doing this. All his long time videos, long format videos are freaking amazing, and I'm pretty sure YouTube and AdSense won't reward him that much for it. This is not nearly enough for the amount of work he put in. Witty is great. Give him a thumbs up. Write him a comment. Whatever it is. Say, we want Clippy or something. Praise the Clippy. Replace Witty with Clippy. Anything. But help the man out. This video deserves all the recognition it can get.